Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Everybody can hear me okay? All right, got your notebook ready? That's awesome. Let's get started. All right, thanks for joining us today. I am Nicole Sadow. I am here to present how you can have an impact exercising your altruism from home. So a little background on myself and on our company. I am the founder and CEO of Let's Thrive 360, and it is our mission to help people be better intentionally. So, and this has been our mission since the inception, which was over a year ago. And our first step at doing that was creating an app called Altruize. Altruize means to exercise your altruism. And we'll go into some depths of why altruism is such an awesome word and why that was the word of choice that we wanted to exercise. And think of us kind of as the Fitbit for your altruism. Okay, that helps give you a reference. So again, we created the Altruize app, which is free to download. We are so focused on having people be intentional about the good works that they're doing that in order to set up your profile, you actually have to have your goals in there as well. So they can be your personal goals, but then they can also be any goals that maybe a school or an organization that you're with maybe has some expectations for you to accomplish. You can put those in there as well. And then as you're progressing through your activities, now you've got a place to actually record all of the activities, put in how many hours. As you can see, you can post some pictures, you say what you're doing, and then you can actually send that in for verification. So there's no more piece of paper, volunteer forms that you've got to shuffle around. It can all happen within the app. And this is really great then for nonprofits because, again, it's just a couple of clicks for them to be able to verify, and you don't have to try to, find somebody right then and there to sign a piece of paper. So again, some benefits there. And once you're ready to use that data, now that it's aggregated all in one area, you can use that data for, scholarships, college applications, anything along those lines, to create a report. So again, this is kind of our first step as our corporate mission of getting people to be better intentionally. And we started with that word altruism. So let's talk about the word altruism. So this word is not used very much anymore. I don't know for any of you out there if this is kind of the first time you've really heard that word. And it's because it's known mostly by its synonyms, which are great synonyms, as you can see. But the word itself is defined as unselfish regard for or devotion to the welfare of others. So let that sink in, the devotion to the welfare of others. That is such a powerful word, hence why it's the backbone of our company, of what we're looking to strive for. So I'm going to give you a quick visual, and hopefully it'll be a fun visual for you. This is, we've got our friend Chandler here is clearly fearful of something. And his friend Joey is also, you can tell by his face, has identified there's something to be scared of as well. And so he is actually offering Joey his arms, or Chandler his arms, instead of running away himself. So that is the definition of altruism in a nutshell. It's the devotion to somebody else's welfare, and that's what Joey's displaying here. Instead of running away, he's taking on himself somebody else's troubles. So from up until now, a lot of times altruism has been seen as volunteering and kind of strictly as that. But now that the pandemic is in place and we've got the stay-at-home orders, this is a different situation. But I want to point out again that altruism is more than volunteering. So we can absolutely do altruism from home. And it's imperative that we do act as such, especially now. So what I'd like to have a little feedback from you guys in the chat here is, how do you expect, I saw some earlier comments on the how some of you are really missing your community service time. And I find that so wonderful, because that is so important, that we have people that are willing to be altruistic and out in the community. So how is this changing your volunteer situation? Now, I know you're not able to go volunteer, so I'm going to expand this question a little bit more. Are you expecting to be able to go back in the same kind of situation that you left? So for example, were you at a Habitat for Humanity, for example, and you were in the middle of building a house? Is that going to look the same when you are able to go back? Do you have any idea that way? Is your nonprofit going to be even able to survive this, the financial ramifications from this? I'd love to see any feedback that you guys have on kind of what you've been working on, and what, you know, are you not able to go back because it'll be summertime and you guys have summer jobs? Like, what does it look like for you? Anybody out there? I know last time somebody said that they couldn't go back simply because it was, you know, it was going to be summer, and that was the time they were supposed to go and get a paying job and get ready for school. So, so I do want you to think. Ooh, good one. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you, Kelly, for that response. So that's part of what we're looking to do moving forward with this live stream. I'd like to do this every Tuesday at this time. I'll cover some of the same information I am now for the people that are new, but then I'd like to catch up with you guys on other ideas so that we can start, you know, getting this stuff out there. Man, this is awesome stuff. Wonderful. Thank you for all that feedback. I'm going to spend some time after this is done, read through some of those, and I'll be posting on our social media feeds some responses to that. So thank you for letting that keep coming in. All right. So as we keep moving here, where do we go from here? We still want to help. We still want to do things. Where do we go from here? And I want to point out two things. One is that this is temporary, but we still need to adapt. It's still important that we adapt. Second is, the going back to normal does not mean going back to the past, which means that we have an amazing opportunity right now to actually be better, to actually have a society that is better intentionally. I've heard people comment that this is the equivalent, this event, COVID-19 event, pandemic, is the equivalent of like Pearl Harbor, of 9/11, as far as how it's going to change our society. I'm going to offer a little bit more thought for you guys to think about, grapple with, is the fact that those two events happened without any warning, and we reacted quickly, right? This is different in the sense there was warning, there were things leading up. We now are all in isolation. It's taking a long time to get over with, where those other two events were quick. We have the chance not just to react, but to respond. So think of that as we move forward and go through the slides and anything else that you want to share with me moving through. Okay, So we came up with our top 5 ways to altruize from home. There's a link below the slides here. One is to our website. The other one is to an ebook we put together for you guys with, I think there's like over 60 different links to all of the different 5 things that I'm going to be talking about in these next 5 slides. And I actually made a 6th slide just for you guys. But we really wanted to put as much out there idea-wise, and then we want you guys to share your ideas with us, because this is what this is about. We're trying to create an Altruize tribe of people that want to create a better story from all of this. So the first is give a virtual hug. I know it sounds cheesy, but it really is one of the simplest acts of altruism. Kind of like Joey holding his friend. This becomes a really great way to show your heart and to be altruistic. So our goal with this, our Altruize goal would be to call someone. So use your words. I don't mean just an air hug to everybody, by the way, because I am a hugger, so that it is hard for me to not be able to hug. But give somebody a call. Use your words to give them a virtual hug. And don't think of just your best friend, but make it your grandparents, make it your aunts and uncles. How about younger nieces and nephews? You know, they might not really be understanding this whole thing in the best way. And what a great way for them to hear your perspective, especially they hear so much about, seniors missing out and school and all the, give them your thoughts and lend an ear. That's a great way to be altruistic. Air hug. Oh, thanks, guys. Volunteering from home. So that's kind of what we're talking about. There's a number of different ways to be able to do this. And we're working with one major organization in the hopes that we can get some of you guys to be able to have those hours actually verified. So for your college applications and scholarships and stuff. So we're hoping to hear soon from that. But for here, the Altruize goal is to find a local nonprofit and start following them, and then repost one of their posts onto yours and describe for the people on your feed why you did that, why it's a passion for you. And I say local because some of the more national chain, nonprofits will be able to weather this storm fairly well. The local ones are going to have a harder time. So reach out to them. If you've got a local or a national one that you do have a passion for, then reach out specifically to the local affiliate would be my suggestion. What if you don't have any family outside of your immediate family? Then go for the friends. So somebody asked in the comments about what if you don't have any family outside of your immediate family? Again, I'm thinking then if you think of your circle of friends, is there another layer even after that you could talk to? Or if you're a part of congregations or any organizations like that would be great. All right, so that's the volunteering from home. Next is a pretty basic one. It's simply if you've got the means to donate, again, to a local nonprofit would be great. When we compiled this top 5 list, we were kind of making this really broad for everyone. So this one doesn't necessarily fit for you guys necessarily, but that's why I also added a 6th slide for you guys. So we'll get there. All right, so stay connected to your tribe. And this has a lot to do with a couple of comments that I've seen already. You guys are missing out on a lot of things. Things have been canceled. Prom, maybe graduation, maybe your play you were supposed to be doing. Try the Altruize goal for this would be stay connected to that tribe whenever you were normally supposed to meet. So if you were supposed to have your play this Saturday, you know what? Do a Zoom, do a house party, do a Facebook Messenger call, whatever means necessary, have that. And maybe you do a few skits from the play, right? Make the memories, make them yours. This is a new situation, but still make the memories. and stay connected to that group. You've created that tribe for a reason. Still connect with that tribe. And show the love. So this is actually a Facebook group that I'm a part of. So I'm the far left there. Heart Hunters. They're actually international. It's really cool to see their feed, their stuff pop up and what people are doing, whether they find a heart naturally in nature or they've created them for their homes. What a great way to connect. I'm also a part of a group called Jump Around because I'm from Wisconsin and I went to UW-Madison. So I love to jump around. And on Saturday at 3, all the radio stations played Jump Around, and that's what I did. So and it felt great to connect with my tribe and to show the love at the same time. So I highly recommend that if you haven't created that tribe yet, to do that, and then you can show the love. So the Altruize goal for this would be to, again, flood your own social media feeds with great pictures and stories of kindness and love. And please hashtag Altruize so that we can see that information and follow along with you. That would be great. The next spot. Oh, we got one question in here. Where do I start finding local nonprofits? A great way would be if you've got a chamber of commerce. So Google whatever city you're in, say city, and then chamber of commerce. That's a way to start. And then they might have a list of local nonprofits for you to be able to go through. Otherwise, asking around. And again, Googling just in general, if you've got a passion for a certain cause, start there. You could Google that cause, see if there's anything in your area. All right, so the 6th slide, create. This is a great opportunity for you guys to create. So this is a picture of my 3 kids when they did the ALS Ice Bucket Water Challenge back a few years ago, where everyone was challenged to do, pour ice cold buckets of water over their head. And it was a great way to bring awareness to ALS, or otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease, and millions of dollars into that organization. So my Altruize goal for you guys for this is, use your creativity. Think of a fundraiser. Okay. Nonprofits are always in need of really good fundraisers, and especially, to capture a different type of audience. So whether you think of a fundraiser that the local nonprofits could do online, or if it's something that is meant to bring people together, start thinking of it now and connect with that nonprofit. They need about 6 months minimum to do a good fundraiser, especially if it's something that's supposed to be organized, for a community event. So this is the perfect time to start planning it. So go for it. And then the Altruize tribe. Obviously, that's something near and dear to our heart here at Let's Drive 360 and Altruize, is get your group of people that have a passion for the same cause, or just have a passion for being good intentionally, and create that tribe. So we've got a Facebook group for that called the Altruize Tribe. Love for you guys to join in on that. It's an opportunity for us to then comment and show what we're doing and help support each other through that. And if we get stuck with, different ideas for fundraisers or whatever, we can kind of help drum that back up. And then another thing you can do with that tribe is, especially during, situations like this pandemic, it could be an opportunity for you to kind of rally your troops and help organize your apartment building, your floor, your street, however your demographics, geography looks that way. And if you've got some people that are willing to go to the grocery store, other people that can't, let's say it's on your apartment floor or in your complex, then maybe you can help do the logistics and pair those people up. So, Sally's can go to the store. She's willing to shop for 2 other people. Here are her 2 other people. And then you can keep assigning it that way. It's just, again, just an idea. We're trying to help you guys start that thought process and other things that you can do. All right, and so now that I've given you kind of some things to start and think about and moving forward, what are your first meaningful steps to Altruize? So again, Altruize means to exercise your altruism. We want you to be smart about it. So the first part of that is to set a goal. Again, it's so important to us that on the app, it's one of the things you have to do to set up your account. And the reason it's so important is because when you set a goal, it tells your mind that you are truly going to change. You are being intentional about what you just said or about what your intentions are. Next is you need to have some sort of measurable unit to be able to put to that goal. So there's something called the mirror measurement effect. The mirror measurement effect states simply or merely by having a measurable unit to your goal, you are exponentially more likely to accomplish the goal. So a measurement would be you're going to do so many hours of volunteering, for such and such organization in this time frame, or maybe it's just a time frame, or like there's different types of measurables you could put to that. Next is you do want it to be attainable, but for our purposes, and I think the next one, realistic, is kind of a part of that. But for our purposes, I think we're going to change this word to, you want it to be altruistic. You want there to be altruism involved. So why is it important to you? Why is it a passion for you to do this? And that will change with every, through the seasons of your life. Why you're a part of an organization, or if you can be a part of an organization volunteering, will change. So we want it to be meaningful for you. Make sure it's realistic. Of course. So again, you can't go out and help Habitat for Humanity right now build a house, but can you help them with a fundraiser for their next build or something? And time. There has to be some sort of time on this. Again, making it realistic and attainable. So if it's, an hour, if you're trying to do, 10 hours of volunteering in 3 months, great. Don't make it a year because that's too long. It'll take too long. Can't make it in a week. That's really short. That's tough to do. So again, keep it realistic. And with everything that's changed, if some of you guys are familiar with this model and have used it in the past, then take a moment to understand how your responsibilities and stuff have changed for this situation of safe at home and COVID, and kind of reassess those if you need to. Okay. And then what we've done is we really want to have a huge impact in people being good intentionally. And so we're looking for altruizing ambassadors. So again, we want it to be fun, want it to be impactful, because that's exactly what your volunteering and your community service and your altruism should feel like, is to be fun, to be impactful. And so make sure that you're always engaged with whatever you're doing in that way. And there is something called volunteer burnout, and that's fine. It's just an opportunity then to help another organization if you feel you just don't have that passion for the one that you're currently working with. But so again, those are kind of your 2 checkpoints: is you want it fun and you want it impactful. So to become, I've got a lot of arrows. Do you know any websites that help you find virtual volunteer opportunities? Yes. So if you go, so that question, do you know any websites that help you find virtual volunteer opportunities? Download, so below there, it's called the Altruize Toolkit, I think. There's a link to that. Go ahead, click on that. And within the top 5 ways to altruize from home, we have a bunch of links under that heading of volunteering from home. So yeah, we compiled a bunch of stuff for you guys. It should be, the link should be below. Yeah, there you go. Harrison just said. All right, so let me finish up this. So Altruize Ambassador. So obviously, to be an Altruize Ambassador, you'd have to download the app, join the Facebook group, and then we'd like you to have a minimum of 3 hours that get verified by a third party. The cool thing about the app is that we recognize that volunteering and altruism happens in all sorts of forms. So the app gives you the ability to get your hours verified 3 different ways in 3 different categories for reporting purposes. So you can get them verified through a nonprofit, 501c3 that's called, an organization as far as a for-profit. So if you're interning somewhere, but it's a for-profit, and also an individual. And we felt this one was really unique and important because there's so many people out there that help with grandparents. For example, grandpa, maybe he has Alzheimer's, so you're helping out grandma. You can start getting that time verified, and it will show up on, if you decide to use the report, it'll show up on the report as such that you volunteered for grandma. It will give, let's say, a college admissions official a chance to review that and say, why did you do so much volunteering? You'd say, well, this is actually an area, I'm looking to get into the nursing program or study, do research on Alzheimer's. And so now it carries more weight than kind of the traditional nonprofit for your situation. And we think that's really important. And 61% of college admissions officials use volunteer data as a tiebreaker. So keep that in mind. You want to be able to show with confidence what you've done when you're applying to different colleges. All right, let's see what else we got here. We're wrapping it up. So thank you guys so much. I do see there is one question. I'm going to just point out, I jotted some stuff down so I didn't forget. Again, make sure you check out the link so you can get the top 5 ways to Altruize. And then at the very end of that ebook is a little worksheet so that you guys can go through these slides again if you want and just think through some of those bigger questions. Visit our website, please. You can also text the word Altruize to 71441 and you'll get a link to the ebook as well. We would really like to do this. Our plan is to do this weekly. And we'll go through very similar to what we've done already for people that are new, because we'd like you guys to invite more people so we can get more people being purposeful about their altruism and coming up with other ideas. But then we'll change it up a bit in the sense that we'd like to take some time for you guys to, I'll compile some stuff that I've seen you guys put on your different social media feeds. So definitely follow us on social media and hashtag Altruize so that I can kind of grab and we can start learning from one another what you guys are doing, how things have changed, what's going on. Like we really want to build this into something that you guys can create and honestly walk away from this whole COVID-19 event saying, we did some good. We did some good. So let's see the question. I better get there. How do we share our stories on social media? My parents let me use it. How do you share your stories without social media? Good question. I guess everything's so social media driven. That's kind of all I've been considering. If obviously you could reach out to our contact us at altruize.com and you can go ahead and share your story, pictures. If that's the case, then we can keep it where it's just your first name and an initial and share your story. But I think it's important to share the stories. So Ooh, and there you go. You've got the Fiveable community platform to share your story. Ooh, I love that. Awesome. That's a great idea. Yeah, and again, for everybody that does have social media in some way, shape, or form, or if you're a parent, and here's the thing, we don't need to exclude the adults, the parents. Make them a part of this too. Like, have them share it on their stuff, whatever that might be, you know. So we want as many people altruizing, again, exercising their altruism as possible, because I truly believe that as humans, for us to get better at anything, we have to do it intentionally, right? If you want to be a better reader, you read more. If you want to be a better runner, you run more. Man, what if to be better people, we just actually have to be purposeful about it and do it more often? Like that, what a great thing to discover from this, that we actually can intentionally be better. So with that, if there's anything else that I can help you with in between, please reach out. Again, you can go to the contact at Altruize.com. And again, hashtag Altruize, get on your social media. Let's start making people think about being better now, instead of kind of walling in a state of, oh no, what do we do? We can do this, but we got to do it together. We got to do it as a tribe. I look forward to having you guys back next week and hearing some more awesome stories about what you guys are doing. I love the comments and stuff that you guys are having along the side. Please, that'll be great to have next week as well. We're going to do it at the same time is the intent. And as long as there's interest, I will continue doing this as a live stream on Tuesdays at 4 Central, 5 Eastern. So thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate it. And I'm happy to say the dog stayed quiet for everybody. So that was good. And we'll see you next week. Have a good week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and get those creative juices going. Think about all the cool stuff that we can do as a tribe. All right. Thanks, guys.